Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I just took my monthly bath, and I'm going to be sweating a lot. That's what happens when you, or at least when I take a bath or I take a shower. Whenever I come out, sweating like a pig, and then you say, "Why in the hell you took a, you washed, bothered?" But anyway, what do we have here in this video? We have a few things very important. First, Zelensky, we can accuse him of ageism and not being kind. That is, making fun of old people and making fun of sick people. Now that's bad. I don't hear the woke liberal media in the West saying anything about it. Why? Because he's covered. That's the first topic. I will show you. Why? Because of the statements Zelensky Stein made. Second one, I will show you a picture that I looked at it a little bit closer and I said, oh, such an inclusive picture of Zelensky Stein and his guys. Third one, Zelensky tells us that Ukraine has now a drone missile that could hit anywhere he wants in Russia. Now, just look over this, all right, and see where, let's say, Vladivostok is. Nevertheless, my question is, how do you know that's true? How do you know that drone is really Ukrainian made? How do you know that is not, let's say, US provided, US operated, and US activated? Unless you believe the media. These are just a few topics. 1, 2, 3. And then we got Mr. Zelensky, because he's a nice guy. He banned, or the Ukrainians ban, and it's very important. The terms are important, but actually what they do doesn't fit the term, which is Ukraine's president signs law banning Russia-linked religious groups. My question is, let's say you got some, it's all about Russian Orthodox Church. It's not about Judaism or Hindu or whatever the Russians might have over there. All right, so let's start with the first article. And it comes from DPA International. When I saw this one, I was like, I know where this guy is hinting. We can hit anywhere we want. We don't want your long-range missiles, America. We have our own bull. Unless you are a baboon and you believe it, and then you remain as a baboon. But since you're here, I don't think you're a baboon whatsoever. So, DPA International. Zelensky presents a new Ukrainian-produced drone rocket, and he's all dressed as a Ukrainian with the motifs and beautiful, the flag and all the, Independence Day of Ukraine and blah blah blah. Okay, Ukrainian president, because he is Ukrainian, as I am Zimbabwean. Volodymyr Zelensky unveiled how a newly developed weapon for the embattled nation's armed forces, stating that Palyanitsia drone missile is to be integrated into Ukraine's missile program on Saturday. Easy, logical questions. Do you think Ukrainians' friends will allow them to have such a drone? Because if you can hit, and I'm going to show you, wherever they want in Russia, that means they can hit wherever they want in the United States of America. Unless you are a vassal state and you make sure that doesn't exist or you operate it. All right, let's move on. And how did he unveil it? He just showed it to us and we say, oh yeah, that's what it is. We haven't seen it flying yet. We just heard reports it flew. Don't be baboons. I know you're not. All right, let's go to the next one. Here, Zelensky touts new drone missile. Oh my God. Calls Putin sick old man. Oh my God. Be kind. No? Well, if you say to someone, even if that person is sick, you call it, that's not nice. And you call him old man, that's ageism. Let me show you the definition of ageism. It's a new term by the woke right here. Ageism, prejudice or discrimination on the grounds of a person's age. Ageism in recruitment is an increasing problem. Or just making fun of people's age. Putin is 71 or whatever he is. Why do you make fun? Oh, you plan on not getting that far? Is that what it is? And then sick man. So many people are sick. You're very, very insensitive and not tolerant to other people's misfortunes. I mean, Putin cannot turn the clock, even if he would like to. So you laugh or you call him that way when you know you can't change that condition. Like the fat people that can change the condition. I'm not talking about the ones, very small minority that has a thyroid problem or this imbalance, hormone imbalance. I got those 0.01%, but the rest, watch TV and sleep, take naps. All right, and sports? No. All right, so let's go back here. Because in this picture, this is what I noticed. I just look, I said, what the hell? Let me see who aren't here. And see how big the picture is and how many people. Now, let me see if you spot the guys. First, there's no diversity, as you can tell. And you have here four people. Bang, 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 bang. This is, I've got to tell you, this is Zelensky right here. And he is surrounded by that guy, who's a rabbi, that guy who's a Catholic priest, this guy, possibly an Orthodox, probably, I don't know exactly what, and the other one seems to be the same kind of thing. Now, I don't know what these guys are, but they seem to be Orthodox by the helmets. But this guy is definitely, we don't like that. Well, these guys did not like me, and now I can go back there. Great. So, that's just by observation. You got they're very inclusive. They're very inclusive, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I don't see any Buddhist over there. Do you see any? Any Hindu? I guarantee you there are some in Ukraine. All right, ageism, you got that one. And then we got this one, CNN. Ukraine's president signs law banning Russia-linked religious groups. It's not religious groups. It's precisely the Russian Orthodox Church that has connections with Russia. If there's, as I said, some, how do you call it, Judaic synagogue affiliated with the Russians, I guarantee you that will not be banned. It's only about, they say, religious, plural, groups. No, it's only one, and it's the Russian Orthodox Church. And the West is, yeah, that's fine. You know why? Because the Russians are using the church to infiltrate you and sabotage you. Yeah, that's a given. We already have the evidence from the Ukrainians. All right, and remember, Zelensky is Jewish. All right, nothing. He can be whatever he want to be, right? Doesn't mean that we don't see through that. And if you look here, see, President Zelensky signed into a bill banning religious, plural, groups which tie to Russia Saturday, Ukraine's Independence Day. The bill's main target, the only target, I might say, is the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, which has historically been linked to the Russian Orthodox Church, also known as the Moscow Patriarchate. And then you don't see anything else over there because everybody else is nice. Everybody else is nice. These guys are nice. They're not involved in anything right here. These guys, they're just like the canary. No, they're okay. They don't say shit. Now, let's go to the next one. Here, Zelensky warns Ukraine will soon be able to attack any part of Russia. And here it is, man. Look at this guy. Marlon Brando of our ages. All right, so here it is. Zelensky warns Ukraine. Boop, boop, boop. Now, let me ask you a question regarding this. This Ukrainian-produced rocket, drone rocket, and then this is able to attack any part of Russia. So, how do you know that, let's say, tomorrow the Ukrainians claim, or the Russians claim, not the Russians report, oh, Moscow was attacked by some missiles, whatever they were, drones, missiles. What if say, oh, our Ural facilities were attacked? You know, where Mr. Adolf wanted to get to, Urals, you know. How about this and that? And then the Russians say, well, these are blah, blah, blah. And the Ukrainians say, well, these are the new Ukrainian drone rockets. How would you know if that's true or not? First, they lied before. These guys lied before. So they have no credibility. No credibility whatsoever. Unless you're a baboon and you just go and you deserve that. So, how do you know? And they will report it was this special drone of Zelensky that was allowed by the West to have that can target, let's say, Washington, D.C. Can. I mean, if the drone from Ukraine can fly to Vladivostok, that's any part of Russia, that means it can fly easily to Washington, D.C. Maybe it's not the same distance, but still it shows me a few thousand kilometers or miles. I don't believe squat what these guys are saying. What I think it is more likely than what Zelensky says, because he's not allowed to make his own weapons that could target us, right? I think will be the Western/American weapons. That's what I think. And I'm allowed as a baboon to state my opinion or assessment and make it known. I mean, I can make mistakes. Now, that's why I use most likely, and I'm not saying this what it is, because I don't know. I have a gut feeling. Like 51% of our population continuously have gut feelings, and they are supposed to be taken seriously as evidence and facts in a contradictory conversation. All right, you know what I mean? Hey, guys, do you know what I mean? If you don't, you got a long way to understand nature. So, how about its American operated, provided weapons? And they are going to be used and attacked wherever they want, and the media will say it was the Ukrainians. Why? How could you find out it wasn't Ukrainian? The Ukrainians will claim it was Ukrainian. They claim the Kakhovka hydroelectric dam and power plant was damaged by the Russians, and these guys ran with it. Reuters is going to say that. Associated Press will say that. Agence France Press, BBC, everyone, Business Insider, Fox News, CNN, they will all run with this. The Ukrainians claim that their drone hit targets over there. You know the drone, rocket drone, that Zelensky told us on the 24th of August 2024? That's the one. Now, if I tell you, you know what, I flew to the moon yesterday, would you trust me? Of course not. Even if I never lied to you. But it's kind of like a lot of questions of possibility of allowing me to do all these kind of things and so on. No, I don't think the Ukrainians are allowed to have this kind of drone. I think this is a weapon coming from somewhere else and operated by that someone else to hit Russia. And therefore, the Americans don't have to say, you know what, we change our mind, like many times before, and we allow the Ukrainians to use long-range missiles, American long-range missiles. I suspect that pretty soon, could be either in the same time, the Americans allow them to use long-range missiles, or say, you know what, we can't do this because it's an escalation. Therefore, no long-range missiles. No. Why? The Ukrainians have the capability. No need. Or ours, we're going to be only 200 miles. That's not a big deal. But Zelensky can hit wherever he wants. Putin in bed with his former gymnast that the news knows about, but they don't provide any pictures. Unbelievable. And the baboons, yeah. Let me tell you a little story now that I'm at the end of this video. In my investigative job, I went and I had to, obviously, conduct an investigation, and I got to a Russian family. The grandmother, who was not involved in the investigation, but I had to speak with her as a other in the investigation. She barely spoke English, and when I heard she's Russian, she looked Russian. I'm generalizing, but she didn't look, Zimbabwean. But nevertheless, so I spoke with her a little bit, and I was so happy to discuss with her. She was obviously an immigrant that did not have contact too much here. And she told me that when I talk about Putin, well, Putin's got that palace in Sochi. I said, that's his palace? Yeah, his. How do you know? Everybody knows. Well, I'm part of everybody, and I no, have a different story. When no, that is his palace. We all know. Who says? The media. What media? American media. So she knows what the media told her about Putin's palace. And she also told me the former gymnast. Yeah, and he's... I said, really? How do you know that? Have you seen any pictures? Everybody knows. This was her argument. Everybody knows. And the media here says it. And the media is free media here. I was like, oh my God. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.